We want to check in now with our Paul Blume. So just to set this up, Minnesota is one of a handful of states that largely bans cameras in the courtroom. This is something you've been working on for a long time. And so you just did this deep dive now into this idea of, I guess, transparency versus privacy when it comes to these criminal court proceedings. Do you want to explain just really quickly, the rule changed just a little for us?
A slight tweak,
okay,
but it does open some doors
so
in terms of transparency. And that was our report last night. We're calling it Justice on Camera. And historically, now this is during criminal trials, we've become familiar with the sentencings. Once a verdict is reached, anything after that, typically sentencings, is where now a camera can come into the courtroom, the transparency of a sentencing, what the judge handed down, why they did it, the victim impact statements perhaps. Those have been allowed on camera for about a decade now. But it's the trials themselves. And what changes here, the Supreme Court signed off on new guidelines, which basically took away the party's ability to object. So we could always put in a request like, hey, this is an interesting trial. The community cares about this one. We would like to bring this, open the door and show this to the community. But the defense team could object, or the state, the prosecution could object. And guess what happens? More typically than not, no, they don't want the cameras in there. It's just a gut reflex. A defendant doesn't want to be on camera, doesn't want, the case shown, to the community writ large. The state might object, witnesses might be scared, they don't want to put people on camera. So historically, that was a no path in. There was a slight chance, but most 99.99% of the time someone would object. But the Supreme Court has gotten rid of that objection. So now the case goes through the judge. So the judges still have tremendous discretion. And still this year, I mean, I've been knocking on the door. This trial is interesting. I'd like to bring a camera in. We get rejected. This was happening several times over and over again.
Get in.
Finally got into a murder trial in October. This is an interesting case, and we don't always have to do this salacious, right? I don't come out here to, the most horrific murder you could think of. I want in. The community wants to see it. It's gory. It's bloody. Let's bring it to the viewers. This was a self-defense case, right? This could go either way. We had a road rage incident in Minneapolis just about 1 year ago down by the river. The defendant in the case was driving one way, unfortunately going the wrong way down West River Parkway, and a car was coming right at him. He backed up as far as he thought he could go. He thought he was up against the curb. He stopped his car. The car that was kind of going towards him now clearly had gotten angry by the way the court record reads. Two brothers get out of the car. They go and confront the driver who's armed with a gun. There's a confrontation. It apparently becomes physical, and the driver shoots and kills one of those two brothers out there. So there's a claim of self-defense. So there's a question of should he be charged. He's arguing he feared for his life. So now all of a sudden, it's an interesting case at a jury of 12. It's a public institution. Somebody's liberty is at stake. This guy could go to prison for decades if he's convicted. So I asked the judge if we could come in and record with our cameras that trial. And in October, she did grant us permission to do that. There are some rules around what we can show. We're not all of a sudden going to become like a court TV streaming courthouse news type state. This rule does not do that. But it did allow us to go inside and watch this trial unfold. And that's what we did. And that's what our story, Justice on Camera, which of course right now is on our website.
Yes. Do you have some sound that you wanted to play?
So this is an expert, Jane Kirtley. You may have seen her on our newscast. She's a popular quote in the local news media. She's a media ethics and law professor at the university. She's decades she's put into trying to open up the courtrooms, more transparency. She really argues for like the Wisconsin model. The cameras should just be assumed that they should be there, that parties will become accustomed to it. It doesn't take away from the decorum of a proceeding, that is an institution, a community public institution, and we have the right to show that to the community. So here are some thoughts of Professor Kirtley.
We need to convince judges that we're not just interested in the sensational stuff, because the public has an interest in every one of these cases. And by reporting on the more mundane cases, we're being able to demonstrate how important that task really is. Any criminal case means that individuals are in jeopardy of losing their freedom, perhaps money as well. No case is ordinary to those people, and we in the public have an interest in making sure that their rights and the rights of the public are protected.
So some folks might be watching this and think back to not too long ago, in the last couple of years, we have seen trials front to back played out in front of us. Derek Chauvin was one of them, and then former officer Kim Potter was the other. So what, if anything, did we learn from those trials, good or bad?
Well, those were extraordinary times. That was heart of the pandemic, and those were massive community public interest cases at the time. Courtrooms, attendance was limited, right? Pandemic orders were in place. You couldn't come to the courthouse. There were demands that justice be served, that the community be a part of that. So those two judges at the time, under extraordinary circumstances, did allow for full streaming, live streaming, broadcast cameras in those two cameras. And that really, I think, set the stage for what the Supreme Court did specifically this year. No, but by most accounts, those trials went, it's easy for me to say because I so appreciate the access and really feel it's our duty, you know, to make sure justice is executed and done fairly, that the defendants get a fair case, that victims are properly represented and their families and loved ones. And no, I think that showed that this can work in this state. We don't have to be scared. We're only, I think there's something like 38 states around the country that allow for cameras presumably in trials. So we really are in the minority here. Sure. And now finally, again, the door is opening up somewhat. Judges can say no, and we've been rejected several times. According to state data, at least a dozen cases judges this year have still rejected outright. And another one we've been following, remember Adam Fravel?
I was just going to bring that up. Yeah, that was one where you had applied to have cameras there and they said no.
And that's an interesting.
Go ahead.
And that judge wanted them. And you think about that case, that's a case that developed in the hometown of Winona, right? There was massive public interest. In fact, there was so much public interest, that case had to be moved. Right. So it was moved to Mankato about, I don't know if it's an hour plus away. So now you're thinking, well, this case is ripe, because now you think, okay, if there is so much community interest, we probably want to open the doors as much as possible and allow the community to sort of, you know, witness, you know, the trial of Adam Fravel. This is, you know, killing the mother of his children at the time, Maddie Kingsbury. But the judge said no, and they have that discretion. The reason why that judge specifically said no was Maddie Kingsbury's family objected. So in theory, the judge, you know, could have taken into account the community interest, the media interest, and said, you know what, I am going to allow cameras, but she deferred to the family. She said, it's all about them. They objected, and thus we were kept outside the courtroom doors, and that's where Rob Olson would have been doing his reporting kind of at the end of each day, but not being allowed access to the witness. We were not allowed inside. So we're going to keep, we're going to keep fighting. I mean, it is important to us, and we do feel it's our, you know, our duty to make sure, you know, we report on cases that are overturned at the appeals court level. We talk about, you know, defendants who argue they didn't get effective counsel or other issues in court. Well, let's see it. Let's see what's going on in these courtrooms. We have cameras in, you know, the state capitol and our, you know, city halls, you know, public meetings. Why not in the courts? So that's what we're fighting for here.
And there are ways to protect, you know, witnesses and things like that too.
Oh, for sure.
Visually. So, okay, Paul, thank you so much. Go check out the piece again. It's called
Justice on Camera.
Okay, it's on our website right now, our YouTube page. Go check it out. It's definitely worth your time. All right, thanks, Paul.
Thank you, Amy.
Appreciate it.